What's going on, Work Wednesday fam? We back with another insightful conversation. This time, we with the most winningest coach in making Bibb County history on the west side of making Coach Smooth.
Hey, what's going on, Carlos?
How you
what's
doing,
up,
Coach?
Baby?
Coach, kind of walk me through how you been, man.
I've been good, man. Just trying to slow down this aging process.
You ain't old.
I'm not young either. Been here for a while, but I'm enjoying the ride, and I just try to take care of myself, man. Try to watch what I eat and
Yes, sir.
and still work out at a moderately high level.
Trying to keep it with them guys on the field.
Yeah, no, I can't do that anymore.
Coach, you originally from Thomaston, Georgia, right?
Right.
Talk to me about how it was growing up in Thomaston.
Well, I grew up in Thomaston. I'm just a country boy, so kind of a jack of all trades. I can cook, I can clean, I can fix things and that type of stuff. But I grew up in an apartment complex. It's called Womble Hill for a while. We moved out of there, and in the 80s, we moved into a 3-room house, not bedroom, but 3-room. Yes, didn't have an inside bathroom in the 80s. We lived there for a couple of years. Didn't have inside running water, but a lot of people don't know that about me. But we were still happy. We didn't have a lot, but we had mom and dad, and that was the world of us. And we were a happy family, and we overlooked where we lived. It was what it was, but I turned out okay.
I was about to say, growing up like that and what you just described, do you believe it defines who you are today?
Yes, absolutely. Growing up in apartment complexes that I lived in, and then moving to the 3-room house, and then we moved to a single wide trailer. But we did have a bathroom, but we were glad about that, but it wasn't very big at all. It wasn't big at all. I think it helped me to appreciate what I had. Even to now, I rarely buy expensive things because I value the value of a dollar. So I just think it made me be a more conservative spender, value my money, and just don't blow money on anything.
What did you really learn from the upbringing?
I learned how to appreciate what you have. Like, we didn't have very much, so we had to take care of what we had. I had a couple of pair of jeans, 3 or 4 pair of jeans, and back then we would get shoes when school started, and we'd get shoes at Christmas time, and that was just one pair.
What kind you had, Coach?
We had what we call it in Thomaston, we call them cat heads.
Okay.
They weren't name brand shoes, and they weren't the Jordans, Air Jordans, that type of stuff. And I've had a couple of pair of Nike, but back then Nike wasn't. I got my Nike from Family Dollar.
For real?
Yeah. So they sold a little canvas type Nike with a little baby blue check on it with a rubber tip on the end. And so, Family Dollar sold those shoes.
Which you probably thought it was the coolest thing, though, didn't you?
I did. I actually did. I did.
Coach, fast forward from your childhood to the end of high school, you go to West Georgia. Why did you make the decision to attend West Georgia?
There was this little African lady, and I cannot find her to this day. Actually, I don't even know her name. She did all of my financial aid packages for me, and she took my mom's tax stuff and figured out, what we were eligible for financial aid. And I saw a brochure with West Georgia in her office space, and I looked at it, and so I did some research on it, and I had 2 cousins to go to West Georgia, and they always talked about West Georgia. So I know they had a football team because I didn't get highly recruited, so I just wanted to go up there and walk on, and the rest was history. I went up there, had a great time there, met some great teammates, some great people. We're still in contact today. So met hundreds and hundreds of people from West Georgia, and that place is still special to me.
What position did you play in high school, Coach?
I played quarterback in high school.
Quarterback.
So I was wasn't very athletic, wasn't fast, wasn't big, but I had a super arm to be my size. I was very accurate, and I was a student. I was always a student of the game, so I didn't make mental mistakes, and I knew where to go with the football, and I was a pretty tough kid. You know, growing up in apartment complexes that I grew up in. Just childhood in general, the way that we grew up, we were like little roughnecks, you know, Gen X. We drink water from the hose pipe and that type of stuff. Like, we were just tough kids, and I've always been tough, and coaches always liked that about me.
You said you weren't highly recruited. Do you know why?
My size and my speed. I took my mom's genetic genes, and usually her side of the family don't develop until they get in maybe 20, 21. And that's when athletically I took off. And my sons, all my sons are the same way. After high school, that's when they really develop. Now my baby boy, it hit him a little earlier, but we just got that gene where once we get 21, 22, that's when it comes on.
What do you miss most about the game, having played it, football?
The locker room. You know, the times we spend in the locker. Every player misses the locker room. Just the camaraderie, the laughter, the joking, just being there for each other during the hard times. Now and the game days. Now I like to practice, but like practice one super high priority. Okay. You know, for any player. Like practice is tough, especially playing in the era that I played. I started playing in 1982 maybe. Yeah, I think 1982. And it was a tough era. Like when I got to high school and college, you know, you got 2 and 3 of days. You know, training camp. And just hitting and just how tough are you? So things have changed a lot, but yeah, that's a little bit about the history of that.
Now, you just said things have changed a lot, which transitioned me to my next question. How do you believe the game back then differs from the game today? Or do you believe it differs from the game today?
Yeah, it's very different. It's a lot safer today. A lot of people say it's, you know, safer means softer. That may be true, but you wanna look out for the players' health. And they got a lot of things in place now with concussions and, you know, heat policy, which is good, you know, because back in my days, for example, heat. We were in the sun 24/7.
Right.
You know, we didn't have the cell phones and scrolling, and we had video games, but we weren't in the house all day long. Like, we wanted to be outside. So we were acclimated to the heat. And yeah, I know the temperature may have gone up a little bit, but it's not super drastic where it's like, oh my God. So we were in the heat all the time, and we were just acclimated to it. Like even me now, like I'm in my 50s, I'll choose the hottest time of the day when it's like 102 or 103, and I'll go run a mile, and it does not bother me. Because I'm in the sun so much.
Do you think your team could do that?
I don't think my team can do that. I don't think they want to do it.
And you ain't gonna make
So that's why we have to gradually get them in shape and make sure we watch the wet bulb and that type of stuff just to keep them safe, because they didn't grow up in my time era. And the kids are just different these days.
Do you believe they would have been able to play back then?
Athletically, I think this generation could have easily played back then because they're so athletic. I mean, you see guys like jumping over people, hurdling people. You seen Saquon jumps up, turns backward, splits his leg. Right. They're so athletic. But I think they would have a tough time mentally just dealing with the rigor every day, just the grind, especially like training camp. When in high school, we practiced 3 times a day during training camp for a whole week. And coaches took you away from your school. Right. You know, you were like a couple of hours away, and it wasn't a mama jump in the car and come get you. Right. Mama would call you on the payphone, say you got to suck it up, Buttercup. So yeah, that's different. Athletically, yes, they could have played. Mentally, I think they would have struggled just a little bit.
Coach, why do you think the game has changed so much? I understand you said when you look at the safety for players and making their health a priority, but why do you believe it just changed so much now? Because some people I've talked to have said like they feel like the fun has been taken out of the game now. Do you kind of feel it?
No, I don't think the fun is taken out of the game because it's more fun to watch. It's more fun to play because everything is so wide open. Mm-hmm. It's like basketball on grass. Like everything's going fast and you can't dislike football now because you got more points being scored. Mm-hmm. You got more exciting plays. You got guys who can come across the middle, run different routes, and guys, you got safety rules in place. Back in my days, if we got called going across the middle on a bang gate or a dig route or a slant, like you had your head on a swivel. So now they can just run across the middle scotch-free knowing, hey, I may get hit, but I'm not going to get hit like that. So I think it's changed in that regard.
Coach, let's also talk about how Macon became your home.
Well, I had graduated college, I had a pretty good pro day at a combine, but I ended up not getting picked up by anybody. So I said, okay, now if this football thing is not going to work, I'm always a guy of plan B. I never put all of my eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. So let that be a lesson to you young guys. Mm-hmm. Like, don't put all your eggs in the basket of sports. Have a backup. You got to have a backup. So my backup was I always wanted to be a teacher and a coach. And I majored in physical education and health, got my degree, chased the dream for a minute, didn't work. So I got this degree. I'm a certified teacher. So my wife and I, she was my fiance at the time, so we went job hunting. And so we tried our best to get a job in Warner Robins. We just love the city of Warner Robins for some reason. Had never been to Warner Robins. Never. But never been to Warner Robins. But we heard about the Air Force Base and the rich in football tradition. So I wanted to work there, but every place we went to, they didn't have an opening. So that's God intervening right there. So got a call from Robert Davis, spring of 1998. And he called my dorm room and asked, he told me who he was. And I thought it was a joke at first, but find out it was really him. So my college coach and my high school coach recommended me to Coach Davis. So he called me, went on the interview down here. He asked me and my wife where did we want to go for lunch. Anywhere. We could have chosen anywhere. I'm show you how humble we are. We was like, anywhere? He's like, yeah. I said, hey, let's go to Burger King. He was like, Burger King? I said, Burger that was our spot right there. So we went to Burger King right up here on Eisenhower. And we sat and ate. And he asked me, did I want the job? I said, yes, sir. And he said, now don't play. Do you want it? I said, I want the job. So we got hired. I'm down here. Ella Carter, who was at Walter P. Jones, my wife and I worked at that elementary school. And Rainette Evans got me hooked up here at Westside with Coach Robert Davis. So I'm forever, grateful for those two hire me here, and the rest is history.
Well, it's no secret that you have a passion for working with kids, but what was it like not having your initial dream come through for you?
You're talking about making it to the league? Well, I knew now if I would have came out in maybe the early 90s, because they were looking for little shifty receivers, but by the time the late 90s hit, when I graduated college, Herm Edwards, it was Herman Moore. Herman Moore, big receiver with the Detroit Lions. He changed the whole game. So he was 6'4", could play like he was 5'10", could move like that. And so the NFL gravitated towards that. So, it's a copycat league. Okay, they got Herm, let me go get me a Herm. So the bigger receivers started coming back into play, and, it was what it was. And, but I'm grateful because later on I ended up playing in the Arena League for 5 years, and I had a blast playing here in town with the Arena team.
Because through all that you've faced, since I've known you, you've just always had this humbling spirit about yourself. What keeps you in that realm of being humble?
First of all, my dad and my mom, they always said, never act like you're better than somebody. and we never had anything to do that anyway. You know, we didn't have very much, but just being humble and being kind to people. That's one of my pet peeves. You know, I don't like arrogance. People who are arrogant, braggarts, that gets under my skin. I just believe it, and just treating people kindly. Now, if you ever want to see me out of character, you know, other than coaching, if you ever want to see me get out of character, me looking at an arrogant person and the way they're acting, I hate that. Or if you're mistreating anybody, whether it's kid, other people, it doesn't take much effort to be nice to somebody. And people who are pretty much men that put their hands on women, like domestic, like
Yeah,
I hate that.
it.
Those are three things that I hate.
Me too, Coach.
Yes.
I will. I don't even want to say what I do on this camera. But
Right, exactly.
Just know,
Right.
you get caught him a woman that's keen to me, or if a woman ain't keen to me,
Right.
We
Right.
finna you ain't gonna like me.
Right, right. You're gonna have to see me.
Oh, exactly.
Right.
You
On
gotta
spot,
see me.
on site, baby.
Right, on site.
Right.
G, what you think? On site too?
Yeah, man, on site. G chiming in from behind the scenes. This is Work Wednesday, and I don't like a bully.
Right.
A bully,
Yes.
that right there really makes me, it grinds my gears for sure.
Right.
So
On
I
the-
just wanted to add on to that.
On the same way. I just one like you said, Coach. I can't stand nobody cocky.
Right.
I can't stand nobody arrogant. You can arguably say they're the same thing, but
Right.
I don't know. I guess because I grew up in such humble beginnings and the things that my grandparents and parents always taught me, Carlos, don't forget where you come from.
Right. Exactly.
And also, you need to, whatever you do, always help people because you never know when the shoe could be on the other foot.
Right. That's right.
And I don't think people understand how quick you can blink your eyes and life can change like
Right.
that. I think we all can attest
Right.
to that.
Absolutely.
Because I also want to go back to you. I think you said you spent 5 years in arena football.
Right.
Talk about that experience.
It was a great experience. I had given up on the dream, so I was the wide receivers coach over here at Westside in 1998. The team came to Macon in 2001. So I was one of the first ones to sign. I was done chasing the dream.
Okay.
Like I knew, hey, I'm in coaching and teaching now, reaching these kids, training these kids. And the arena team came to Macon, and my wife said, you need to try out. I was like, nah, I'm done with that. And Coach Davis told me that I needed to try out. So I got two people who very influential in my life. My dad told me I need to try out. So now I got three people who are very influential in my life, telling me that I need to try out for the team. So Coach Davis told me that I'm in super shape still, go for it. So we had a tryout. I was 26 years old. That was my rookie season. I was 26 as a rookie.
Who you played for?
The Macon Knights.
Macon Knights. Oh,
So I was I ran a 4.4 on the tryout. They ran a 4.4 40. Had almost a 40-inch vertical. Had one of the fastest L drill times out there, short shuttle. And they signed me. I was one of the first guys to sign with the new team. Ended up starting my first two games. I think they threw me the ball like 9 times. I had like 6 or 7 touchdowns, and it just kind of took off from there. And I became a fan favorite at the games, and all my students got a chance to finally see me play. All my football players saw me practicing what I preach, so they see their coach actually playing the game. And so it was just a great experience. After the games, I would sign autographs and just fellowship with people, because I love people and I love talking to people. If you know me, there's not a stranger.
Right.
And I talk to people. I try to make everybody feel welcome and loved, and I'm just that type of guy.
What would it be like to see the Macon Knights return to Macon-Bibb County?
Man, that'd be pretty dope if the team returned. They've tried to bring some other off-brand leagues back, but it didn't quite work. Back when I was playing, arena football was thriving because the team that I was on in that league, we had 32 teams. So we were first class. We had, health dental insurance. We had a facility built for us. Our weight room was identical to the Los Angeles Lakers. We had an indoor, during the off season, they had an indoor basketball court with like hydraulic goals in it, and had an indoor practice facility, had an outdoor. So it was pretty. Beverly Olsen was the owner. Right. She's from Macon, and she did a great job of being first class with that organization. We flew pretty much everywhere we went. If we didn't fly, we were on sleeper buses. We all had beds on the buses and go back to the back. We were playing video games. So it was just first class. I enjoyed it.
Looking back, not having gone to the NFL, but then developing a passion for coach. When you look back, would you have changed anything?
I wouldn't change a thing. I think everything you go through life, everything happens for a reason, and you go through things for a reason. And if you go through it, if it's a part of your life, then it was supposed to happen. So I wouldn't change a thing. If I had to go back right now, I would choose Macon all day.
Well, you know, most people would say, though, Coach, in the NFL, you're making millions of dollars.
Yeah, but if it was meant for me to go to the NFL, I would be in the NFL.
Now, if you did go to the NFL, who would you play for?
Man, come on, the Falcons, man. That's my job.
Oh, my God.
I know they always let us down, but I've been a Falcon fan, go Dirty Birds. I've been a Falcon fan since 1970, either 78 or 70. I was like 4 years old.
Coach, being a Falcons fan is like asking for a heart attack.
I agree with that, but if you're a lawyer and you're committed, you're going to always go with the Falcons.
Now,
I ain't mad.
who was your first favorite team, Los?
It was always the Steelers. Well, hold on, I paused. No, it wasn't always the Steelers, because when Michael Vick played with the Falcons, but I could not wait to get from church to see Michael Vick play.
So you're a bandwagon Falcons fan back then?
Basically,
okay.
Because I'm really, you're right, Coach, because I'm a big fan.
Right.
And when Vick was gone, I was gone.
Okay,
and that's when
I
went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I've been there with them for the last strong team.
Okay, see, I was a Falcons fan when they had Steve Bartkowski and Jeff Van Note and William Andrews, and I could go on because I was too young. You know, I'm in the gospel band, so I was too young. I hadn't started playing in the group at that time, so my duty was when Dad, because we didn't have the internet back then, so Dad would assign me to watch the game, the Falcons game, because we only had a couple of channels back then, you know. Right. We didn't have all the,
13, 24.
Yeah, we didn't have cable, right. So, 13 was one, we had CBS, ABC, and NBC. Right. So I think back then the AFC played on NBC, and the NFC played on CBS. So I would have to watch the game. When my dad got home from the concert, I would tell him what happened in the game, and that's how I really fell in love with the game of football.
And you don't just have a passion for the game, but you also got a passion for being in the band. Just talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, music. Now I love sports.
Right.
But I would die without music. Like music is my thing. Like,
Coach.
And gospel music. It's what I'm designed to do. I started playing drums when I was like maybe 3. My dad bought me a drum set, so I started playing drums, and I always wanted to play drums in the band, but they always had a drummer, but they had a hard time keeping a bass player. So one New Year's night in 1983, I think it was a Watts night service. The bass player that they had, he didn't show up, so my dad took me back in the back. And we went in a room, he showed me what to play. Never picked up a bass. Showed me what to play. It was simple enough so I could play it. And I played with the group. I was just glad to be in the group, bro. So I played with the band that night, and they never had to hire another bass player since. And I've been in the group like 42 years, I think.
How nervous were you that night? Because you, like you said, you ain't never
you know what, to be honest, because I was 9 years old. I wasn't even nervous. I was just glad to be up there with my dad, because we used to go to the concerts when we were there. I was sitting there. I knew, because I had such a strong ear. I knew different voice parts, and I knew what the bass was supposed to play. But I was so intrigued with my dad, because my dad rarely messed up. He was a guitar player.
Gotcha.
He rarely messed up. So I would go to the concert just looking at him just to see when he was going to mess up.
Oh, you were peeping.
Yeah, I was. And then what things that used to bother me if a guitar player got up there and, you know, he was doing his thing, I was like, yeah, my dad is coming up next, buddy. But my daddy was not in, first of all, we're a gospel band. We're not in competition with you. So I would wait for my dad to come up, get ready to show out. And that's when he would lay back. He wouldn't even do anything. And I'd be so mad. I'm sitting in the church. I'm 38 high. I'm like, show this guy how you play the guitar. But that's the humble thing.
Yeah.
So he always taught me, I would never try to be a show off. You know, just do it from your heart, and then it'll show for itself. It'll speak loud. You don't have to speak with your mouth or your arrogance. You're playing, and that's dealing with football too. You know, being a musician and a football player. If you can play, let the playing play loud for you.
Right, you got to go out to talk.
Right, exactly.
I guess some people kind of thrive off of talking junk
Right.
on the football field,
Right.
which I ain't got nothing against
Right.
that, because, you know.
Now I have done that now. If you start some crap with me now,
Oh, yeah.
as a player, like we ain't taking too much lip service.
But the way I was raised, my dad kind of taught me that, like you said, let your game speak. So you may yell, but you know, at the end of the day,
Right.
you got to line up just like I got to line up.
Right.
So let's see.
Right.
Let's see who's gonna be that dog.
Right. That's right. That's right.
But Coach, playing that night with your dad, did it become a passion for you as far as music, gospel
Oh
music?
yeah, man. Like now, like that's therapeutic for me. Because my job, people don't realize, being a coach and a teacher, dude, it's stressful. You gotta have an outlet, because at the end of the day, you got kids depending on you. They don't care what you got going on, because that's a child's mind.
Right.
So, and I know what I signed up for. So they're gonna dump their problems on you 24/7. They got issues. And the way my personality is, even grown-ups, you know, they confide in me. Because number one, they know whatever we talk about is gonna stay there. And so it's just that my music, I got a little studio at home. I got my own record label. So
Oh, dope. I
yeah,
didn't know that.
so a lot of part of my album I work on, and I can send it to a great engineer friend. Shout out Pastor Terrence Williams, my guy.
Shout out.
Yeah, great sound. He's producing our next album. But
Real quick, Coach, what's the name of that next album?
it's called Carrying the Torch.
Karen Stroke. Oh,
Carrying the Torch. It'll be out. I know I've been saying this, but I'm a coach, and I promise my audience something, and then I get sidetracked with football. But they understand. All the people understand. So it'll be out, but like I said, I just go in the studio and at home, and I'll stay in there for hours. You know, I may go in at 10 o'clock at night, and I look at the clock. It's like 2:30, and so.
But that's your safe space, though.
That's my safe space. And then I put some stuff out, you know, to social that actually blesses people, you know. So I look at and go by the saying, I've been blessed to be a blessing.
Coach, can you sing too?
I sing background. I ain't a great singer
Okay,
now.
okay.
All right? So I'm a better musician than singer. But I can do enough with our group to hold it in the road, if that makes sense.
It does. You mentioned that you let a lot of people confide in you and tell you all of these different things, and it takes a special person to take on, I don't want to say take on their problems, but give other people that safe space. But how do you not take that home with you, or do you?
I don't. Now I'll take it home, but then like I just pray about it, and that's it. And that's the problem with a lot of people. You know, we pray, but we keep worrying. But you should, you know, if you pray, don't worry. You know, if you worry, don't pray.
Because it defeats the purpose.
It defeats the purpose. So, you know, whatever, from my problems to other people's problems, the children's problem, they can bring it to me, but I gotta lay it on the altar, bro. If not, I'll stroke out or have a heart attack.
Yeah, we don't want
because
that.
I can't carry that burden.
Right.
You know,
right.
now I'm here if you want to vent, because we all need to vent.
Oh yeah.
So,
Definitely.
but it's just, you know, it's different, man. I'm built different.
You are, Coach.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because you're on the camera with me,
Yeah,
but you are.
but at the same time, I'm human. Now, I can take a lot of blows, and people hear me and pulling and tugging on me in different direction, calling me. but you know, I'm still human, but I feel like I'm built to carry more than the average guy. I carry a lot, and then being the father of four, like having, you know, I'm taking care of other people's children, but then I can't forget, charity begins at home. Love begins at home. So I gotta, if I'm leading everybody else's kids, I better be able to lead mine. And that's one thing I don't do. I don't follow people who don't even have their house in order. So, and I know everybody has issues. You know, that's life. But if you got 3 kids, and Johnny and Terry and Susie, they hard-headed, they won't mind, you can't tell me what to do with my kids.
Right, because you can't even fix yours.
Exactly.
Right. And how do you balance that? You know what I'm saying? You caring about, you talking about hundreds of kids at school, and then you go home to your 4. How do you balance that to keep everybody kind of on a, I guess, an equal level?
Yeah. Now, the thing about it is, man, when I go home, it's super peaceful. Like my kids, they know when I've had a bad day, or they know if I'm kind of run down, tired. They won't even aggravate me. My wife, she's the same way. And, but they pick and choose their times. They have times when they come and pick me up, and my wife and I will go upstairs to like a family bonus room, and we'll watch some YouTube and laugh, or we're just sitting at the kitchen table and just reminisce and laugh. But that, you know, that's therapeutic to go home to a peaceful house where it's not, you know,
chaotic.
Yeah, not argumentative, and you know, we don't have combative children. You know, my children are not perfect. You know, they're young adults like any other, and we have issues like everybody else, but we don't let it tear up our family.
And speaking of your wife, talk about just how supportive she's been throughout everything.
Well, coaches who wives, they got to be built differently because they got to be patient. A lot of women can't be a coach's wife because number one, you're away from home a lot. You're involved with other people's children. You know, and everybody's not built like that. But my wife, she's built. She's really patient person. She focuses a lot on. She's a lot like me. So I think that's why she can relate, because all the kids at school, when they need help, like they're going to her. When it's, you know, she's a guru when it comes to getting kids in college, finding scholarships, doing financial aid. Like that's her knack, and that's her niche. And the kids come to her 24/7. And then at home, when we get home, she's constantly checking our kids, even our kids who are in college. You know, she's checking to make sure, hey, you gotta do this, hey, you gotta do that type of stuff.
Many people may not know, but this is essentially, or is your final lap with Westside High School. Who did you give the information to first? Was it your wife?
Yeah, it was my wife.
What was her reaction, Coach?
She knew. Like we've been around each other, man, since 1984. So and she knows when I'm serious, and she knows when it's God sent. And when I told her, it's time. And I just knew, like, I thought last year was that year, but it wasn't. Some doors and stuff got closed, and God sent some confirmation. And so, and the last thing that, you know, I heard from her was, finish what you started. So, and I just felt like this upcoming year, it's it. You know, and I want to. Coaches always say, older coaches that I listened to back in the days, they always say, don't stay in one place too long.
Right.
So, and I think I've been here just long. I don't think I've overstayed because we had a lot of success here, and I don't think I've left too early. So I think it's time.
And you've chosen to document this with G. G, you're the one shooting this. How has it been shooting this for Coach?
Well, first I want to say, Coach, I really appreciate you reaching out well, you didn't even exactly reach out.
Right.
You just so happened to meet at a workout with Quintez Cephas.
Right, that's crazy, yeah.
And you proposed it to me, and this is an opportunity that I've been seeking for quite a while now. And I just felt this is the right one, because apparently I've heard a lot about Coach Spoon and the culture here at Westside. And mind you, Carlos and I, we're from Twigs, and you know that echoes, stuff like that echoes.
Right.
So I definitely want to salute you, your career, your impact, and everything you have done. So far, it's been a great experience.
Right.
I've been to a lot of the summer workouts and the 7-on-7s, captured a couple of games.
Right.
This will be coming out on a later date, but it was an amazing game last night versus
Right.
high school.
Nail biter.
Yes.
Nail biter. And it just being on the sideline and seeing how engaged the coaches and the players are, how they interact with each other, how they problem solving, and seeing how resilient they have to be when they facing adversity. So, and just being able to see this firsthand in first person, like I'm feeling like the raw emotion and what's going on. So it's just a great experience, and I'm just grateful for it. But I do have a question for you, Coach.
Okay.
Coach Davis, the legendary coach that came before you. We also spoke on about it in episode 1 of season 2 with Marvin James. Y'all be sure to go check that out.
Right.
But can you tell us a bit about Coach Davis to anyone that's never been under him, that's never been beside him?
Right.
How it was.
Well, Coach Davis was the head coach at Warner Robins, legendary at Warner Robins. Was there for years, won like I think 2 national championships, 3 state championships. Like he was that guy, and it was so weird when he hired me. I just felt this connection, and when I got here, I think he felt it too, cause he would get on your tail now if you weren't coaching. Like he'll get rid of you. But he never bothered me. He really never yelled at me, you know. And he would get on the coaches, like he would get on if you weren't doing your job. So they would pick at me and call me the little golden child because I rarely got fussed at. But I didn't do things to get fussed at.
Did your job.
Yeah, I did my job. But he was just I learned so much. I learned how to run a program under him. He was always a people's person. He was a shake hand, hug the baby type guy. He never, and I learned that charisma under him. Like everybody talked to him, you know, and wanted to talk to him. Running the program, from booster clubs to, he taught me about financial, like never touch money, just be smart, make good decisions, that type of stuff. And he was a heck of a football coach. Knew how to motivate kids. I love how he motivate kids. And those kids at West Side, when we first opened, those kids would run through a brick wall for him. And we as coaches, we would run through the brick wall for him too. So he was just a great, seasoned, polished coach, just a distinguished guy, stand-up guy.
Go ahead, G.
Another question for you too, Coach. So, of course, you're dealing with a variety of kids. You know, they come from different backgrounds, different spaces and places. How do you able to discern how you should, I would say, coach a kid or just connect with a kid, even if they're not as relatable?
Right.
You're unable to relate to them.
Right. Well, I think I can relate to so many because you know, I'm pretty diverse. Like, I've lived in a rough neighborhood before, you know, where kids fought from time to time.
Throw them hands.
Right. Then I've lived in a neighborhood where, you know, like I said, living in a 3-room shack, no bathroom. I can relate to those people. Because the first day of school, when I lived in that house, when we first moved, I was like, man, everybody's gonna pick at me. And then when I got on the bus and we started going around, the other people lived in the same type of houses. So I can relate to you know, poverty. I can also relate to living in a middle class neighborhood. Even though we lived in a middle class neighborhood, we had the only single wide trailer pretty much out there. So then when I went to high school, you know, we were predominantly mixed high school, you know, whites and blacks. So we all got along. So I'm just a diverse person. Like I don't have to go with one group. I can go with any group, but at the same time be me.
Right.
Be me. I don't change. Right. I'm me, and I think that's what people like about me. Just me being me.
Going back to your final lap, Coach, people have really just let you know what you have meant to this program. But as for you, over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of months, how have you just taken all of this in, or have you?
Yeah, it hit me. It hit me playing against Southwest. When I shook Coach Joe Dupree's hand.
My former coach.
Yep. So Joe Dupree, he was the offensive coordinator here for Robert Davis, and then he was my offensive coordinator when I first got the job. And Joe and I are close. Like, we're good friends, even though, you know, we're busy life, and he's got his family life, I got my family. We still love each other. And when the scrimmage game, it was a scrimmage game, when it was over, when he hugged me, I just lost it. Like, this is really it. Like, I won't coach against Joe anymore, being the head coach at Westside, and I cried. And he told me, man, don't cry, man. You're going to have me crying out here.
That's Coach
So, yeah. And the older I get, the more sensitive I am. I know everybody knows me as a pretty tough football coach, but at the end of the day, I'm human. And the older we, as men, get, the more sensitive we get. Things like that touch me, during my career. It just hit me the other day in the pep rally. They gave me a certificate, and all my students clapped for me, and football players sitting there at half court in the gym. And when my principal, Miss Childers, handed me the certificate, man, I lost it again, like uncontrollably. So this place, it means a lot, because this is the only places I've been. My whole career, I've been here almost 3 decades. So once you get older and all those memories start coming up, it hits you, man. It hits you, bro.
How many memories are hitting you? It has to be a plethora.
Man, it is so many memories. Like, I've had some job offers to go other places, and my kids, like, our kids never rebel. Like, me and my wife, but man, it's like mutiny. So whatever job offer comes up, I'll tell my principal or whatnot, and just always be straightforward, let them know what's going on. So I'll go on an interview, and when I get back, my kids upstairs from the balcony, they got every Westside t-shirt, every Westside jersey hung up in the house, hang them up on the wall, meaning, hey, we don't want to leave.
That's our message to you, Coach.
Right.
What does that mean to you in that moment?
It means the world to me. And, everybody says happy wife, happy life. But if your children are happy too, you got a happy life. Because once you have children, your life pretty much ends, and it's all about them. So we wanted them to be, if they're happy here, we're happy here, because we were still wanted at Westside. So yeah, that means the world to me.
Coach, why do you continue, and I mean understandably so, but why do you continue to get so emotional about this whole process of the final lap?
Because knowing that it's one day gonna come to an end, and we're getting near the end, and I want to give this community that one final grind, because I always grind hard. I don't take shortcuts. Anybody that knows me, you ask any principal been here, anybody that works here, like, I don't, a lot of stuff I do behind the scenes, I don't put on social media. They have no clue that I work a lot of times 12 hours a day. Even when off season, I'm over here after school grinding in the weight room with the kids who don't have weight training class, and working with them on certain things after school, speed, whether it's speed, footwork, just throwing drills, running routes, just the things behind the scenes people don't know.
What do you think that last game will be like?
Man, I hope the last game is game 15. In the bins, baby. Now, if we in the bins, like, that's gonna mean the world to me. So I just hope the last game is up in Atlanta with all of Macon there, just like they supported Northeast. Come out and support Westside, and I hope we're in Atlanta and we win it all. That'll be a fairy tale, godly, meant to be type situation.
Yes.
And Coach, many don't really know, but you haven't won a state championship here.
Have not.
To win your first, but also last championship with Westside, Do you think you can even put it into words?
I could, man. I think I would have to write a book though about it, because that would be storybook type stuff. And it's very possible. That's the thing about it. Like, it's not far fetched. It's not like we don't have the team to get there. Now, we don't have a lot of 3, 4, 5-star guys. We don't have a lot of star guys, period. But this team that I have now, they play together and they play hard. So whenever you're together, you play hard and you're disciplined, you got a shot. Just like last year, went to Rockmart. And they were the #1 team in the state. And we were 14 seconds and 1 play from winning it to go to the quarterfinals. So they were the #1 team in the state. And we had an opportunity. We were right there. And it was sort of like the Howard game. It was kind of back and forth. But then they pulled away at the end, but we kept fighting. I think we blocked the punt. They 3 and out. They had a punt. We got the ball last possession and had a guy running down the middle of the field, missed the throw to win the game, but it wasn't meant to be.
Coach, I seen, and we talked about this earlier, but I seen that video where they celebrated you, knowing this is your final lap, and all I heard those young kids chant was "Coach, Coach, Coach, Coach." What was your heart feeling in that moment?
Man, I had to really, now I shed some tears, but I had to like really compose myself from like totally losing it. Like, I'm talking about like on my knees crying, kneeling and crying, because those kids in the gym, not only did I hear them, but all the kids before them, I heard them. And the kids before them, I heard them. And the kids before them, I heard them. So going through 3 decades of kids, like, that's thousands of kids that you've been around. And, for the most part, I say 99% of them say, hey, we love that guy. He treated us right. He was hard on them. Now, the 1% that don't like me, they probably were knuckleheads and would never do what I tell them to do and end up,
bad grades.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But I try to, teach the kids to do the right thing.
Coach, this being your final lap, what would you want to say to your wife, first of all, for her support, and your team and the staff around Macon-Bibb County?
Well, I would like to thank my wife for her patience. It takes a special lady with patience to be a coach's wife, dealing with all the issues that I have to deal with. I appreciate her allowing me to come home. Like, I have a place at home, I have a recliner, and it's in the corner of my bedroom. And when I've had a bad day, not really a bad day, just tired, and everybody's just like tugging on me, that's why I just come in there and flop. And she doesn't bother me because she knows what I'm going through. And then when I debrief myself, then I'll go interact. So I appreciate her patience. The community, I appreciate them so much for always being there for me. I got some great parents. They understand me. They know that I'm gonna pull the best out of their children. And at the end of the day, we're gonna try to get them out of Macon. If they don't get a football scholarship, they gotta be in somebody's school or military or a trade school. They gotta do something constructive to be a productive citizen. And I like to thank the Bibb County Board of Education for always backing me, so nice to me. They allow me to do social media platforms like this because they know that I'm gonna be positive. There's not gonna be anything negative. I don't do negative, I don't do drama. On all my social media outlets, that's just not who I am. I don't deal with mess. I don't deal with messy people.
You haven't since I've known you.
Right, that's 2 types of people I don't mess with. Messy people and petty people, and people who are emotionally unstable, who are roller coasters, who are up and down. 1 minute they're happy, next minute they're mad. I can't rock with that.
Gotcha.
I don't want that in my life. And people know that about me. So if you're that type of person, just kind of stay away. Now, if you're a happy-go-lucky person, bubbly person,
come around you.
Let's G-haul, baby. Let's G-haul.
Coach, I know you've had the pleasure of working with me, from TV to Work Wednesday now.
Right.
And I want to tell you from the Work Wednesday crew why I got you right here now to give you your flowers and tell you how appreciative we are seeing your humbleness around the school. You got G shooting it firsthand, capturing your final lap, your final season to show people. And I just want you to know, not even knowing you a super long time, but I can tell you've had a positive effect on students. To see those young guys say, coach, 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 and me being a mentor myself, when you get that type of reaction from young guys, you've made some type of difference. Whether you know how big that difference is or what it may be. But, Coach, you have probably saved the life of so many kids and have no idea. So I want to take a moment from the Work Wednesday crew to give you your flowers now and tell you we appreciate you for all you've done over the last couple of decades.
Thank you, man. That means the world to me. You guys are class acts. You and G, I love your spirit. Y'all are such a positive influence to this community. Y'all always put these kids in a positive light. It's easy, and we do it a lot now. Like this, even my generation, we kind of put the kids down. They're bad. They're knuckleheadish. And, this generation, they terrible. But what are we gonna do about it?
Right.
Now, I feel like I have the right a little bit to say that because I'm trying to do something about it.
Right.
But we do have a lot of people that's in the community trying to help the kids, and I appreciate everybody that's out there trying to help the kids because at the end of the day, they're no different than us other than technology.
Correct.
Kids are kids. They just need to be guided. So if we guide them, they'll turn out just fine.
I agree, and I think from my own perspective in my time in mentoring and talking to some of these kids, obviously, I do the Game Changer segment, and a lot of times people don't see the conversation that I have with some of these kids behind the scenes, but I can tell you one thing that has always stuck out to me about talking to the kids, and that's both young men and young girls, that a lot of times parents and families or people across the community don't realize if you just show these kids some type of, as you said, Coach, guidance and love, you would be surprised what you can get out of them. And I'm not saying use them, but they would respond. But a lot of times we just, the young generation, they do this, they do that, they don't listen. Are you giving them a space to listen?
Right.
Are you creating a safe space where they can talk to you?
Right.
And when I say creating a safe space, I don't mean just thinking because they sit in the living room with you, they can talk to you.
Right.
That's not a safe space. A safe space is regardless of the conversation that they come to you with, hey son, hey daughter, I'm just here to listen to you.
Right.
What you got to say. Even if I may not agree with it, I just want to hear what's on your heart.
Right.
We would be surprised just how far that can go. So I just encourage people out there, and of course I'm no parent, you know what I'm saying? I do have nieces and nephews and stuff, but me being in their life, I learned this stuff, and they tell me themselves, we just want somebody to listen. Y'all think we hard-headed. We just need y'all to listen to us. We know that, y'all upbringing was a lot different than ours, which of course I think we can all agree to that.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that they can't be
And the thing about that is make them feel comfortable.
Right.
Do the little things. You got to start with the little things first. And I always tell the football team, the little things, if you take care of them, the big things will come easier. So make them feel comfortable. Say good morning to the kids. Good morning, how you doing? Tap them on the shoulder, let them know, hey, I'm here for you. Like you said, listen to them. Now, once you got their heart, you got the kid. They don't care how much you know until they know that you care. So if you care about them, they'll open up to you. And no matter how, because a lot of kids, I run into this, especially as freshmen. When they come through the doors of West Side, they try to put up this wall, this barrier.
Oh, yeah.
But guess what? I keep knocking on that barrier. I keep knocking on it. And I'm knocking on it with kindness.
Right.
I'm not banging on
You ain't got
the
a baby.
Right. Just knock on the door. Just keep knocking. And for long, if you consistently do that, they're like, this dude really care about me. For now I say, hey coach, can I talk to you about something? Yeah, come on.
Coach, that's so true. I cannot tell you. As a matter of fact, I have a mentor now, and I've grown with him and helped him grow. And he's even helped me grow, whether he knows it or not. But just being able to just sit and say, hey man, just tell me what's going on.
Right.
Just talk to me. I'm not here to judge you because I'm not perfect either. I had my misses, but just talk to me. And, you know, of course, when you first talk to them, like you said, they're going to try to hold that little wall or that tough wall, which I think, sadly, culturally, that's something we do.
Right.
We try to hold up a wall, but I think once they figure out that they can trust you,
right.
That's it.
Right.
That's all they need to know. So I ain't gonna be long-winded because you know me. You know, they already called me Pastor Los on the podcast. So I ain't finna go there today. But Coach, we appreciate the time. We appreciate you for sitting down with us. But can you give us a hint as to what's next?
Well, I really don't know. I know I'm gonna coach next.
Okay.
You know, I still got a lot left in the tank. Depends on the situation. I've had a couple of offers already to coach on the college level, but I don't want to do that because I have a son playing football at Berry College, so I'm not gonna miss his games on Saturday because I've been there for all my kids' events. Now I got my baby boy. He's a senior now. He's about to next year he'll be in college. So I have two kids playing in college, but I want to stay high school. I want to stay middle Georgia, you know, but wherever God leads me, that's the main thing. And the main thing is I'm focused on a task right now with my nose. And I think if we do what we're supposed to do, we can make something. Now, we got one of the toughest, if not the toughest, schedule in the state of Georgia. Like, we got Prince Avenue next week. And they are, I think they've been to 5 consecutive state championships. Howard, we started with them. They're always tough. They're always tough. Then I think we got Bowden. They're ranked number 1 in the state. They've won. They've three-peated. Then we got Callaway and Morgan. They're top 10 teams in our region.
Just say no easy opponents.
Got Lamar County. They're top 10.
Right.
Got Westover. They're top 10. So 6 out of the 10 games that we got are top 10 schools.
Coach, I don't know. I believe this may be the year for you.
I hope so. And it'll be great.
It would mean so much to see you go out in your final season with a ring. I'm hoping that for you. I really am.
And that's one thing I do, you know. I appreciate you guys, you know, giving me my flowers while I'm still breathing.
Yes, sir.
And that's one thing I'm big on. I love celebrating other people.
Absolutely.
I am not jealous of anybody, like jealous stuff.
No need to
that doesn't run. I was so proud of Wiggins last year at Northeast. I wanted them to win one because we hadn't gotten a state championship since 1975. And it's 1970. I was 1 year old in 1975. So it's time. We need to end the drought.
I agree.
Somebody
I'm ready.
Yeah, me too. Somebody gotta end the drought. We gotta end it.
Gotcha. Coach, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully we can bring you back once you get your new coaching job. We can bring you back on to see how that's going. But another insightful conversation, talking to Coach Boone in his final lap. Y'all stay tuned to Westside. I really believe they're going to go far this year. I've had the pleasure of covering them for, I know, the last couple of years being a sports anchor. So y'all stay tuned for our upcoming episodes. We got a lot of great content coming y'all way that y'all ain't ready for. But like, follow, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Might be forgetting some, but you know, YouTube.
It was a great show too, y'all.
TikTok.
I gotta watch it. This guy.
Tune in.
This guy right here. Love him.
I love you too, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Catch y'all next time.